come on next.
And we're live. What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Vlog. Zach just threw me off there. Welcome to another edition of Scores and Odds, brought to you. Live Vlogs brought to you. I'm thrown off. Yeah, Scores and Odds. Go sign up. We got prop shopping tool here that tells you what we have project for each individual bet. Plus, you get access to my Discord, where you can see exactly what I bet every single day. Gosh, you really threw me off. Zach Price, aka Zachonomics. How you doing over there, buddy?
Grant, are you sure I threw you off, or like all the dozens and dozens and dozens of bets you've already made today threw you off? Because I saw your list and I have no idea even where to start. So I'm going to make sure we get this link out to everyone, and this will be a valuable Friday, so we could get started on the weekend and make some money.
Yeah. No, I've got so many bets out there today. I mean, I've got, let's see, 69 to. I've got 80 bets out between basketball and football. So we're just gonna dive right into it. I know that you're mostly a basketball guy. You messed around in football, but basketball you just feast. So what's the point in betting football when you can just keep betting basketball? So we're going to start off. We'll go game by game, starting off with the Charlotte-Washington game. I've got Terry Rozier over 3.5 rebounds, minus 130. Kuzma over 3.5 assists, minus 106 over at FanDuel. And I've got, Porzingis under 35.5 points, rebounds, assists. I got it minus 115. You got it at plus 100. You like this bet. Tell me why you like this bet.
Yeah, so you're on it too. That's good to know. Porzingis has been a beast this year. He's really, his stats have been ridiculous. Even his assists. So, the 35 and a half seems quite high, but.
Oh, you got the over. I got the under. We're on opposite sides.
Oh, right. Yeah, we're on opposite. Okay. So, yeah. So, he's been a beast. The 35 and a half is a little high. I'm going with a high-scoring game here against Charlotte, and that he's going to be able to just do whatever he wants. And we'll see if that number was too high. I also have Plumlee on under assist in this game. I got a minus 113 over a Barstool. For Plumlee to get 5 assists, and he has been doing a good job of it. I don't know. I like the under. He's a big man down low. I don't see him getting a ton of assists. Charlotte's been struggling a little bit. So I do like the Rozier over rebounds. He is a good rebounder.
Yeah. Plumlee, I've sworn off betting unders. That's been like, there's just certain Horford, Plumlee, like every single time it pops on an under, right, I lose so much money. So there's certain players that I just swear off altogether. And there's certain players where I just swear off certain things because every single time it pops just goes awful for me. So Plumlee is one of those guys that I refuse to bet his under in almost every single circumstance.
And I hear you. You got to recognize those things when you're betting on the same guy or the same prop over and over, and you find you're losing. There's something to it sometimes. So you got to dig deep and look. So, yep, I have a few guys like that of my own that I won't bet their overs, or I won't bet their unders, or certain teams on the road I won't bet them to cover. So. Keep track of your data, guys.
Yep. Let's move on to the next game. We got Toronto going up against Brooklyn. I've got a lot of overs here. Pascal Siakam, I've got his over 36.5 points, rebounds, assists. Got that minus 118. Over at Sports Illustrated, I have over 5.5 rebounds, plus 120. Over 5.5 assists, plus 120 over at Betway or DK. Over 8.5 rebounds, minus 102. Over at FanDuel. Then I got Scotty Barnes under 5.5 rebounds. Pascal Siakam eats into his rebounds a ton. Nick Claxton under 1.5 assists, minus 148 over at Caesars. Durant under 6.5 assists, minus 139 at Caesars. OG under 18.5 points, plus 132 over at FanDuel. That can't be right. I put in the wrong number here. Plus 108. That might be right. I don't know. I'm going to check after this. Joe Harris over 10.5 points. Minus 113 at FanDuel. Kyrie Irving over 22.5 points, minus 110 over at DK. Kevin Durant over 27.5 points, minus 115 over FanDuel. A lot of bets out there. A lot of them for this game. And pretty much the only one I don't have is the one you have, Scotty Barnes over 4.5 assists. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so I also hit that after I sent you my picks, I hit that Siakam over, but I got 37.5, I think. So hope I don't get hooked on that one. I do like Siakam. His PRA is actually over 40 on the year. He's just coming back from injury. That might be why it's a little low. The Irving points, 22.5. I mean, that seems a little low. I'm gonna jot down a note to take that over later. I have the Barnes over 4.5 assists. I saw you took the Barnes under rebounds, but I took the over rebounds plus assists as well, just because Scotty Barnes he averages 5.2 assists a game, so 4.5 assists is the prop. I got plus 120, but he's hit 5 or over in 12 out of the 18 games. So 2 out of 3 games he actually hits this, and we're getting plus money. A lot of those that he hits, he does get exactly 5, but hey, he's getting 5 or more. So I'm going to go with the odds here and just take the plus 120 on that prop.
Yeah, no, I don't mind that assist. Rebounds, Siakam makes a massive difference being in the lineup, like massive. Last 2 games, like Barnes was averaging over 7 rebounds per game without Siakam.
Okay.
He's gotten 1 and 4 in the last 2 games with Siakam. It's just wild the difference that Siakam makes in this lineup. And I mean, the assist thing, I don't understand why that's plus 120 either. He's averaging 7.1 on the season. He should play high 30s minutes now that he's a little bit back into shape. He's had 2 games to kind of get back into shape. So just silly lines. Gosh, I love gambling. I love gambling so much. Luckily, it's my job.
Game. It's a fun game. You get to put your money where your mouth is, and the results tell the story.
Yep. And I have a bunch of results over the last year. Moving on to a game that you know far too well. Orlando going up against Cleveland. I've got a few bets in this game here. Let's see. First one is Evan Mobley over 16.5 points, minus 106 over at FanDuel. I have Paolo Banchero, which somehow I messed up this line. Also, over 28.5 points, rebounds, assists, minus 120 over at Betway. Should be minus 120 over at DK2. I think that might be it that I have in this game. But I really like both these lines. Paolo's just been absolutely fantastic so far this season. He's been a little bit worse the last few games going back, but I have to assume that's going to correct. Generally, this line was sitting at 30.5, 31.5, 32, 33.5, way higher than this almost every single day. Yeah. So I don't really understand why it's sitting at 28.5 and dropped down to, but I'm going to take advantage of it. And Mobley, without Jarrett Allen, 16, 18, and 20 points the last 3 games. The 16 came in a massive blowout going up against the Sixers. I'm loving the Mobley over.
Yeah, Mobley in that Sixers game was like dominating, and they just blew him out, and he barely played, and he still had 16 and 8. So they're playing the Magic tonight. I think that Mobley's double-double line got a little too high because Allen's out. So the no double-double tonight is like I think it's like plus 150 or so. I got it plus 136, but I think there's a better number out there. But, he's had 7 double-doubles this year out of 22 games. Obviously, Allen's injured, so it's going to help. We also could see a blowout like the Sixers game with the Cavs at home against the Magic. So I'm going to go with the numbers here, take the Mobley no double-double. And Banchero, I'm taking his under rebounds specifically. I agree with you. His PRA should always be over 30. It should be like 32.5, 33.5. He's come off that injury a little bit, so his rebound numbers have been down the few games he's been back. So I'm going to just take the under 6.5 rebounds on Banchero.
I like it. Next up, we got the Hawks going up against Denver. I don't have a ton of bets in this one. I bet some Murray ones, and then immediately Trae Young got ruled questionable. So I didn't even drop those into chat. Those aren't even here, but I do have them. I might lose some money. But I got Bruce Brown under 13.5 points here, minus 117 over at Caesars. Number seems a bit too high. And then I think that might be all I have in this game. You have the opposite side of me, DeJounte Murray, over 11.5 rebounds plus assists. I actually think I bet his over rebounds, but I bet his under points. So
yeah, DeJounte. I mean, last year he was a triple-double machine. He was averaging like 9 rebounds and 9 assists. This year, way different story playing with Trae Young and playing for a winning team. But for him, rebounds and assists, he could get 10 of either in any game. So when I saw the 11.5 was the number for combined, I'm just going to roll with it. I know his numbers have been down, but wow, Trae Young's out. That's almost a lock. So
Yeah,
I got
Trae
11
Young
and a half.
doesn't play that. You got some massive value.
Yeah. 11 and a half rebounds for DeJounte. I mean, like I said, he could easily get, 10 and 8 or have a triple double. So I love that bet.
Yep. Next game, we got Miami going up against Boston. I don't think I have a single bet in this game. Yeah, I got nothing. But
Crazy.
you like Tatum over 7.5 rebounds. I
Yeah.
thought about that.
I love Tatum rebounding. He's has a double double in almost half the games this year. Last year, he took his rebounding up a notch. When it gets to 8.5, his prop on rebounds, I stay away. But when it's 7.5, I always hit the over. And so it's minus. I don't know. I got it minus 124 on Caesars. I was using Caesars a bit today, but I bet you could find a better line out there. And he's actually 15 out of his 21 games, he's had 7 or more. So you're going to lose on a 7. But if he's getting 7 or more in like 80% of his games, I think that it's a good chance he gets over 7.5 today.
Yeah, I definitely don't hate that bet. I actually think I thought about it, but I'm assuming you got that over at DK. I saw it, and then pretty much every site that had it, I'm banned from.
Right.
Yeah. Next game, we got the Lakers going up against Milwaukee. This is another game where I have so many bets today. I have nothing in this game. But you like Davis under 2.5 assists. I saw that. I thought about it.
Yeah. So I have another prop I'll mention in a second, but Anthony Davis has actually been playing lights out this year. He's crashing the boards, unlike I've seen since he was like with the Pelicans. So he's really playing down low as the big man. He's gone under 2.5 assists 10 out of 18 times this year, and I got him at plus 118. So he's hitting it over 50% clip. It's plus money. Will he get 3? Well, he could, but I'm going to take the odds. I'm going to take under 2.5 tonight, and then I'm going to also take LeBron's triple double tonight. I saw it at 12-1 on Caesars. I don't know if you can get a better number. Again, I have a Caesar show later today, so I was using a lot of their odds. But hey, man, LeBron against the Bucks. He's going to be fired up. He's going to be trying to play this game. This is a big game. I think the Lakers actually covered the 8.5 tonight. I don't know if they win, but I wouldn't be surprised to see LeBron have a really big game tonight.
Yeah, right there with you. The Davis line looks like the best one's plus 112 over at Superbook. I might end up hitting that after this show. Moving on to the next one here, we got Philly going up against Memphis. Another one that I just don't have much in it. The one bet I do have that I really like is Jaren Jackson Jr. over 22.5 points, rebounds, assists, minus 104 over at Barstool, over at Bet Rivers. But that's the kind of bet. That number is just far too low, and I mean it's specifically a Bet Rivers Barstool line because it's sitting way higher in most other spots.
Yeah, Jaren Jackson. I mean, he's just got to hit his 3-pointers, and I think you're going to nail that thing. If he hits a couple 3-pointers, that's as good as gold. He has been hitting his 3-pointers. So I have in that game. Let me see who I have in that. Oh, I have Embiid double. So it's minus 142. And last year he hit. He was getting double doubles at a 67% clip. This year he's 8 of 14. Career wise, he averages 11.3 rebounds. So, this is an important game, and the Sixers have been struggling. I think Embiid definitely gets over 10 rebounds today, and we know he'll hit the points. So, basically, you're taking Embiid over 9.5 rebounds, but those odds are worse, so I went right to the double-double on this one.
I like it. Moving on to the next game, we got the Pelicans going up against the Spurs. I have a few bets in this game. One of my favorite bets on the board is Trey Murphy over 15.5 points, minus 115 at Betway, or over at DK. A lot of times they have the same odds. He's just been absolutely crushing that. 20 plus in 3 straight games. I know McCollum coming back is going to eat into his usage a bit, but still that line is just far too low. And then I have Zion over 25.5 points, minus 104 at Caesars. McCollum coming back may actually end up helping him because he's not just going to get double teamed constantly. He's not the entirety of the offense. Right. I like him to go over. And then it looks like you like the over of Zion 4.5 assists.
Yeah, I have been tracking this one. So, you mentioned CJ. When he was out, Zion's assist numbers were just extremely high for Zion. Usually he gets the ball and he goes right to the basket, double team, triple team, doesn't matter. And he always goes left. If you're watching the games, it's like he doesn't go right. The defenders guard him to go left and he still bullies his way in. But his assist numbers have been fantastic. I'm going to see, even with McCollum coming back, if he can keep that up one more game. I'm going over 4.5 assists with Zion. I like your over 25.5 points. I have Zion as like a 27.5 point scorer. So that one has some plus speed to it as well. So, yep, I like New Orleans to win that game as well. I mean, they're actually, their record is really good this year. They're gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I've got some money on them to win the ship. I got them at pretty decent odds. Moving on to the next game, we got Houston going up against Phoenix. I got a few bets in this game. Jalen Green over 20.9 points, rebounds, assists, minus 113 over at, or under rather, minus 113 over at FanDuel, minus 110 over, or minus 120 over at Betway. I hit it twice. But this bet I really, really like is Jabari Smith over 19.5 points, rebounds, assists. He's been fantastic recently. Hit this in 6 out of the last 7 games. One game where he went under, only played 17 minutes. It was a blowout going up against the Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
He should still get run in a blowout. I'm not sure about Jalen Green as much. I really like the over of Jabari Smith at just 19.5. It's just a silly low number.
Interesting. Yeah. So I was at that Nuggets game, and
yeah, thanks for the invite.
The Rockets got blown out, so I wasn't even thinking about the Jabari Smith over, but I'm going to make a note of that because, you know, he does have a lot of talent. It's a tough matchup for them tonight. So I just went to the data on my prop for this game, and I got the Jabari Smith under 0.5 steals. So no steals for Jabari Smith. And it sounds like a weird one. Why would I really like no steals on any play? He could deflect the ball and get that steal. Well, he's a rookie. This is his first year. He's played 20 games, and he's had a steal in only 5 games. So minus 160 is the juice that I got. But 5 out of 20, that's a 25% clip. You know, I'm going to roll the dice and just say he's not going to get a steal tonight. Jabari Smith, no steals, minus 160.
I'm going to look into that, see where the best line is at right now, because I might be tailing you on that one. I mean, it's always wild. I've made tons of money with steals and block lines. Mm-hmm. But haven't really messed with him as much this year. Looking at Jabari Smith, best line -1.
Yeah, I imagine it's not a lot of places.
Yeah, it's minus 195 now. So that was a solid one. And I still think that's a solid one, minus 195.
Yeah.
Man, like it. Look at you bringing out the good bets here. Moving on to the next game, Indy versus Utah. I have nothing. I have absolutely nothing in this game. I see you like the over of Lauri Markkanen, 33.5 points, rebounds, assists. I've made a boatload of money on that so far this season.
Yeah, Lauri Markkanen, man. The Jazz got him from the Cavs in a trade that it just looked like the Cavs just, you know, took Donovan Mitchell and threw a bunch of draft picks over to the Jazz. But Lauri Markkanen has been an all-star this year. So he's, you know, scoring 22, 23 points a game, getting like 9 rebounds, a couple assists. This game's going to be a very high-paced, fast-paced game. I look for the score to be really high. And if it is, Lauri Markkanen, I like his over. He's going to run the show for the Jazz, going over 33.5 points, rebounds, and assists tonight. Make him an all-star.
I like it. Last one, we got Chicago Bulls going up against the Warriors. I got Steph Curry under 7.5 assists, minus 128, just too high of a line. And then a similar bet to what you have here. I got Zach LaVine over 30.5 points, rebounds, assists, minus 113 at FanDuel. I see you went with the points over 21.5. I like that one too. I might end up hitting that after the show.
Yeah, I mean, if you're hitting the over 30.5 PRA, you're looking at Zach to score a bunch of points. So I didn't see the PRA number, but I'd have to check his rebound and assists this year. I know his production's been down a bit this year, but this guy should be scoring 20 points every single game. He's averaged easily over 24 points in previous seasons. So 21.5, I'm going with Zach LaVine. Big game in Golden State. I think the Bulls hang tough, probably lose it at the end, but I like Zach to go over 21.5 points tonight.
Nice. And then I've got a boatload of NFL bets, but I don't have time for this. Zach, you don't really care too much. They're all over in the Discord. So if you want them, They're all right here on the screen. Go bet them. You're just pause YouTube or pause if you're watching on Twitter, and they're all right there. Just zoom in. Someone has a question in chat. You mentioned Trey Murphy over 15.5 points. Jabari Smith over 19.5 points, rebounds, assists as your favorite bet on the slate. Any other on the board that you got a feel on some type of? I mean, I generally don't bet something that I don't love, but if you want my third favorite one, it's probably going to be Siakam over 5.5 assists. It's just a stupid line, just absolutely terrible. Yeah, that's it. Anything before we get on out of here, Zach?
Nope. You guys can follow me at Zachonomics on Twitter. DM me if you have any prop NBA questions. And good luck in your football bets. I made some too. I saw you had the Lawrence under rushing. I love it. I took the Cousins under 3.5 rushing.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful that they keep.
Oh, you got it too. Yeah. Good. So, and I see you got Mike White over. I mean, that guy, he's only produced when he's been in. So don't sleep on him either.
Yeah. Also, the Garrett Wilson over 60.5 receiving yards. I mean, playing in a dome, Mike White is going to pass the ball a ton to him. Just a stupid line.
Nice. All right, Grant. Thanks again. Have a good weekend, my man.
All right, guys. Thanks. It's been fun, Zach. Thanks. We're out of here. Later, kids.